Welcome to Same Pod, Different Cast. Each week we talk about a crazy story. I'm Mel Black.
And I'm Marie White. We are a couple of moms who like listening to tales of survival, humor, and mystery, but also be around our kiddos. Parental discretion is advised. On today's episode, we are joined with a fan favorite. Welcome back, Sinclair Settle.
Thank you.
I'm so excited you're here. This is a story of two teenagers and a psychological cat and mouse game that ripped through a small town. And what started as a few text messages became a saga that nobody saw coming. This is a small town shadow. It all began in a small town in Michigan, a place where everyone knows everyone. I saw it reported that there was one stoplight and two bars which make up the downtown scene of Beale City. Our story is centered around two high school sweethearts, Lauren, who is called Lo by those close to her, and Owen. And they were your typical teenagers, navigating the usual high school drama and, just like everyone else, living their lives online. There was only one school in Beale City, and it consisted of grades kindergarten through 12th grade. In the Netflix documentary about this story, Owen said that they had 30 kids in each grade, so very tiny. So naturally, Lauren and Owen grew up together and saw each other often at sporting events. It was not completely unexpected when Lauren and Owen started dating in 8th grade. Because of this union of sorts, their families became incredibly close. Lauren's parents, Sean and Kendra, became best friends with Owen's parents, Dave and Jill. They had cookouts and would go to their kids' sporting events and even spent holidays together. Owen and Lauren became a packaged deal. They were actually referred to as the golden couple by some of their classmates. So when Owen was invited to a party in October of 2020, he naturally wanted Lauren to come with him. Now, this party was a Halloween party at Owen's friend Chloe's house, and even though a lot of teenagers were invited, there would be a ton of adults there too. It sounds like this was a major social event for this town, and anybody who was anybody would be at this party. The thing is, Lauren really didn't want to go. She wasn't very close with Chloe, even though they also grew up together and were on the same basketball team. They were very different. Lauren was very athletic, but also very quiet. She didn't have a ton of friends, but she was close with her mom and dad. She would go hunting with her dad, and her mom helped out with the basketball team. Chloe had a very extroverted personality and had a bit of a reputation of being a mean girl. She also was consistently seen with a group of girlfriends.
Did she have a burn book?
Actually, I almost put something about Regina George in here, but I didn't. 2 weeks before the Halloween party, it started with a buzz in her pocket, an unknown number. It could be a wrong number, spam, or a prank from a friend. Harmless, right?
Hi, Lauren. Owen is breaking up with you. He no longer likes you, and hasn't for a while. It's obvious he wants me. He laughs, smiles, and touches my hair. Not sure what he told you, but he is coming to the Halloween party, and we're both DTF.
And if you don't know what DTF means, it means down to freak off.
As the kids would say.
Yes.
So old.
I know, we're so old. Lauren and Owen were very confused by this group chat that they had been added to. They had no idea who would send something like this. Owen asked his friend Chloe if she knew anything about it because it was her Halloween party, but she didn't know. The unknown number buzzed again and again and again. And each buzz, the message became more personal, and then they just stopped. For 11 months, Owen and Lauren didn't receive a thing.
So I'm sorry. How long were they receiving it before it stopped?
So, Sinclair, you saw this documentary. I believe they were only receiving it for about a month, maybe. It wasn't
That
very
sounds
long.
right. It wasn't long.
Okay. Okay.
All of a sudden, in September of 2021,
How's the happy couple? We hear you're the forever couple. Some of us don't want to hear it anymore.
Who's the we?
good picking up on that.
Gossip Girl.
The messages continued and were directly talking to Lauren, even though, like I said, they're in a group chat. So it's Lauren and Owen and whoever this other person is. But these are directed at her.
Ugly. Too ugly for anyone to love you. Everyone knows Owen's cheating on you.
The text messages proceeded to describe Lauren as anorexic, or they would use other derogatory names. Many of the messages were extremely lewd, repeatedly telling Lauren that Owen is going to break up with her because she was not fulfilling his needs.
How old are they again?
They're like 14 and 15.
Okay.
Needs.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. I need something clarified. You said this was in a group text.
Yes.
So this person somehow got all of these kids' numbers?
By group text, I mean it's Lauren, Owen, and whoever this person is. So there's only
just
three of them in
people.
it. Yeah.
Okay.
When I say these messages were crude, I mean it. I had to be very selective about which text messages I picked to be on here because I can't even read most of them, and like it makes me grossed out how disgusting they are. And a lot of them demand Lauren to hurt herself. So when I say these are bad, they're really bad. And like Sinclair said, they're going to a 14-year-old, two 14-year-olds.
Yeah.
They're bad.
Very, very cringe stuff that you, even us as adults, if we receive that, we'd be like, we don't talk like that. It's just not, we're not
Okay.
porn stars. That's like, I feel like that's the only thing like that language is used in.
I'm very naive when it comes to this. It was very apparent that whoever this was wanted to break them up. And the couple was still stumped by this. They had checked the number against all of the other numbers in their phone, and it wasn't anyone that they knew. Owen tried to manipulate the unknown texter by seemingly giving them what they wanted. The texter would want Owen to tell them how badly he hated Lauren, so he would falsely say that he did, and the texter would then screenshot these messages and send them to Lauren. The kids did try blocking the phone numbers, but the stalker would pop up with a new phone number very shortly after.
At what point are we going to tell our parents?
Yeah, or like get our numbers changed, but that would require you to tell your parents. So they're not saying anything to anybody at this point.
They haven't said anything to anybody. It's just they're trying to handle it on their own. Like I think they're telling their friends at this point, but because they're trying to figure out who it is, but they have not told any adults.
I don't think when I was 14 that I would have kept it to myself. I don't know. I feel like I would have been so freaked out about it that it's just kind of sad that is almost, and I don't want to say normal, but it's become more normal today than it was back then, to where kids aren't so alarmed when stuff like this happens. And that's not right.
Yeah. I think it also has to do with trolling is so much more apparent these days than it was when we were kids and using like AIM.
If we had gotten anything like this when we were kids, it would have been like cut out letters from a magazine in the mail, and at which point 100% we would have told someone.
Man, how old do you think we are?
We're not that old.
We didn't get phones till we were in high school. And those were like flip phones, so you paid 10 cents a message for. We wouldn't have had the money for this.
Yeah, true. Phones are expensive back then. I mean, they're expensive now, but compared to what we have now, I feel like they were way more expensive.
It would have been messages only after 9 o'clock since it's free.
Yes. Oh my god!
And let's be honest, we're
that.
just texting each other, and we lived across the hall. Like, it would have been real, yeah.
Oh, that's
Lame. Yeah, yeah.
Yes. Okay. It's okay. You can say it out loud. One thing that wasn't talked about in the Netflix documentary, this wasn't just text messaging. This was also on social media. The unknown texter would create fake social media profiles with other students' pictures in order to get Owen and Lo to accept their friend request, only to terrorize them more.
Oh, that's really bad. That is a lot of the effort and energy that somebody's going into and a lot of hours in a day that you're spending on this.
Yes.
14-year-olds.
Wow.
Lauren even tried calling the number, but no one picked up. Almost immediately after she did this, though, she received a text back saying,
Bruh, Lo, stop effing calling. Ain't answering.
This is one of the first indications that whoever this was had to know who she was, because they used the nickname Lo. The texter would also talk about things like her basketball stats and clothes that she wore, or if she wasn't present at Owen's football games.
Okay.
Owen and Lauren received 40 to 50 messages a day. It was at this point that Lauren and Owen felt like they couldn't handle this on their own. So in December of 2021, they told their parents. I'm going to pause here for a moment and tell you that there are a lot of characters in today's story. So I have created a little diagram mapping out who I'm talking about. For the listening audience, I will post this on Instagram. Kendra, Sean, Dave, and Jill went immediately to speak with the school principal, Dan Boyer, who took this very seriously and launched an investigation. The school started speaking to other kids in Lauren's class to see if there was any bad blood between Lauren and someone else, or if someone else was jealous of the so-called golden couple. But they couldn't find anything. One thing that was suggested was for the kids to get new phone numbers, but Jill and Kendra didn't want to go that route because they wanted to know who this was. They wanted to get down to the bottom of it, and they didn't want to just move on. They wanted to hold somebody accountable.
Understandable. I would too.
Yeah, but also, I don't know. I get it, like owning somebody accountable, but at the same time, like, what effects is that causing on the mental health of your children?
You're right. You know? And that's why I think they should have taken the phones away from the children, to where the children, they were never seeing those messages. I mean, they don't, I guess in today's day and age, you do need a phone, but they could have given their children a different phone with a new number, and the parents could have kept the phone that was true. Still receiving that. Yeah.
Smart. Yeah.
That's true. Jill and Dave would monitor Owen's phone every night so that they could review what messages came in that day and any new ones that would come in overnight. What they noticed was that some of the messages would refer to the text as a collective. We did this and we got him. So was this a group of people? At this point, this has been a mystery in Lauren and Owen's lives for over a year. I can only imagine the toll that it would take on someone and their relationship, especially when they're so young, because remember, they are only 14 and 15 years old. Lauren started to feel like she couldn't actually trust Owen. I think the idea is like, who did you talk to or what did you say to them to make them feel this way about you started to creep into her head. And Owen was having a hard time trusting people too, and they just wanted all of it to stop. Owen said in the documentary that he felt like if they did take a break and they gave the stalker what they wanted, it would stop, and then they could potentially try again in the future. So right before Christmas in December of 2021, Owen and Lauren broke up.
That's sad. Yeah. That's sad that something came in between them like this. But I get it. I would after so long, after a year of all of this, constantly hearing it, it's not I think it would be normal to have those kinds of thoughts creeping in.
Yeah, part of me wanted to bombard Melinda with 40 to 50 text messages in a day just to see what that would feel like. And because we do talk to each other a lot, but it is not 40 to 50 text messages a day. And but I was like, I don't even have the energy to do that.
I appreciate it. I probably would have thought you were ill. But also, like, the thing that keeps coming up in my brain is that, you know, you hear all the time of people who spend like 70 years together starting at this young of an age, and for this to be the determining factor of why they are no longer together, even though they're young. Usually when kids break up because they're kids, you know, you're very much you're like, well, you guys are growing apart, you know, that happens. But for this to be it is really sad.
The texter didn't stop, though. Ending their relationship seemed to only fuel the fire, even on the holidays. So on Christmas Day, Lo received a slew of messages. I am going to paraphrase because it's a little hard to read this, and it's also really long.
He wants a popular girl who breaks rules, dresses sexy, and shows stuff off. He's moved up from your anorexic toddler body.
Toddler, oh my gosh.
Does she actually have a problem with that?
So Lauren is very tiny. She's a very petite, thin girl, but like I said, she's very athletic. And also she's 14. So
right.
She probably just hasn't developed the body that a woman has.
Sure.
But she also, from my understanding, was very self-conscious about her looks, as most 14-year-olds are.
Yeah.
So she wasn't, this did like creep into her head mentally.
The last thing you need at that age is anybody else whispering things, you know, or texting you 50 times a day, giving you insecurities. Like, and hold on, I'm sorry, you said Christmas Day.
Yeah.
Shouldn't they be with their family?
You both just did the same facial expression.
Kendra and Jill had had enough, so they called the police. The sheriff, Mike Main, also took this very seriously, and he started his own investigation. Mike started to review all of the text messages to date, and he noticed the same thing the parents did, that some of the text messages said, "we." Like I said earlier, Lauren and Chloe never really got along. Even though Owen was friends with Chloe, Lauren felt like Chloe had a crush on Owen, and she may have been jealous because he was taking him away from her, so to speak. So Mike thought this was a good place to start. Both Jill and Kendra also mentioned that they thought it could be Chloe because, like I said before, some of the texts talked about Lauren's basketball stats. One of the texts seemed like the texter was gloating about scoring 12 points in one of the games. And guess who scored that many points the night the text came through?
Chloe.
The texter also stated that they would be untouchable because they had connections with the police department. Chloe's dad is a police officer.
Interesting.
Sounds like they're giving themselves away right there.
Yeah.
You know?
So Mike started interviewing everyone, including Chloe and her core group of friends. She was always seen around with two other girls who were also interviewed in the Netflix doc. So Mike thought this could be the "we" the text is referring to. When Mike checked her phone, he did notice that she had several burner account apps on it, which is suspicious.
What do you need those for? I guess, what are those apps?
I don't know which ones they were specifically, but I don't know why you would need
what
these.
is a burner app, I guess, is what I'm asking. Like, what is that the thing that makes your number change?
So when I was setting up my business for the bakery, the Mini Loaf Indie, if anybody's interested.
Congrats, by the way.
Thanks. I actually looked into burner apps because I knew at some point there would have to be interactions through my phone, and I wasn't comfortable with putting my phone number out. So yes, they do change your phone number so that you can still use the same device, but it goes through. Yeah, so you guys are on the right
What
track.
does a 14-year-old need with a burner app, though?
Oh, that I can't answer. I have no notes.
Wrong. Back in the day when we were star 69 calling people on private, it would have been great if we, we masked our numbers, if you will, and made them private. So I guess if kids still do prank calls nowadays, maybe that's a thing. But either way, it's still up to no good.
Yeah. Well, I mean, she did have this reputation of being a mean girl, so I mean, I'm going to say allegedly, maybe she did something kind of like that, but
Yeah.
I don't know. Chloe denied all of it. She claimed that she was being set up. She actually blamed it on Owen's cousin, Adriana. Chloe stated that Adriana didn't like her and had to be setting her up. There was some bad blood between Adriana and Chloe's group of girls. Adriana said that they bullied her and essentially made it so that she didn't want to return to school. Chloe and her friends say that Adriana lied about them picking on her for attention. So they thought that she could be capable of framing Chloe.
That still doesn't explain why she has the burner apps. Like, you could say I'm being framed, okay, but why are they on your phone?
Exactly. You're right. It doesn't address like what were you doing with those apps?
Yeah.
That, you know what I mean? Like, yeah. But also, time out. The picture you chose for Adriana, shame.
I know. I'm sorry. I looked everywhere for a photo for her, and I feel so bad about it.
But the thing is that captures the full essence of her in the Netflix documentary.
Yeah.
Was that face, and I instantly my eyes drew to her on the diagram instantly, and I go, wait, I know this story instantly just because of the way that she's looking in the picture.
Yeah.
So it still captures it.
It's like my heart goes out to Adriana. In the meantime, these messages are not stopping.
No one will care if you were gone. You are worthless. Get effing lost, B. He is effing done with you.
Oh my goodness.
What is the goal here is the thing that I'm not understanding from the messages that they're sending is what are they hoping to get out of there? They're not asking for anything except for the fact that they're telling her to off herself and really bad things and making her feel bad. But it's not, what are they asking for? What's the goal? What's the end goal? What's the aim? Are they trying to get Owen? That doesn't think that'll ever happen because Owen sees how crazy that this person is.
Yeah. This person needs to touch grass. Like, legit. Needs to touch grass.
While the police are looking further into Chloe, they are still reviewing all the texts and notice that one of the text messages was a picture taken from inside Owen's house on Christmas. Who had access to their house at this time? So they thought, what if it is Adriana? Adriana denied all of it and allowed the police to review her phone. She said that she heard about it only because Owen had already asked her if she knew anything, and she told him that she didn't, but asked for the phone numbers so that she could check to see if it was anybody that she knew. The police ruled out Adriana pretty quickly, and it was then that Adriana started to get text messages herself.
Hi, Adriana. We need to take Lo down. She doesn't deserve the air she breathes.
Why not? What did Lo do to this person that is so upset? Like, it's almost, is it beyond Owen at this point that they just are upset with Lo? Like, they never threaten Owen in any of this.
Yeah.
It's just Lauren.
The investigators turned their sights back on Chloe. Only Chloe wasn't in town. Her family went on vacation to Florida. What is interesting is at this point, the police were able to track where the messages were coming from. Want to guess where they were coming from?
Oh, God. No.
Well, they're coming from Florida. where Chloe
What?
is. Yeah,
They're coming from Florida.
where Chloe is.
Interesting.
The thing is, the police already knew that a VPN or a virtual private network is being used. So
I was just thinking that. Sorry.
Even though the messages are coming from Florida, it doesn't entirely mean that they're truly coming from there. They also know that a phone anonymizer is being used. That is why when the kids would block the number, a new one would pop up.
Well, I was going to say, it sounds like they put it in the app, so no matter whenever they block that number, the app still has the number it's targeting.
Yeah.
And so it just changes its number to keep connecting to it.
Chloe felt like she was in an impossible situation and truly felt like she was being framed. She allowed the police to do a more thorough dump of her phone, and they found nothing. What's interesting is that next day, more messages came through to Owen and Lauren.
I talked to the police yesterday. They effing searched my phone, copied it, found nothing bad.
If it's not her, if it's not Chloe, how would anybody else know that?
Right. But I question it. I don't know why, but I question it because they're pretty thorough when they check devices and stuff. So unless she has something, well, I was gonna say like even if she had like an iPad or something, it's all probably connected.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, I was going to say more than one device, but you're right. Nowadays, everything's iCloud connected and all that. But unless it wasn't,
It's just too simple. It's so simple. I don't trust it.
What Owen noticed is that the messages were referring to Chloe more and more. The texter would send pictures of Owen and Chloe. He didn't understand if the texter was Chloe and she didn't want to get caught. Why would she be so brazen, you know?
That's what I'm saying. It's too simple.
The toll of this wasn't just on the kids, but also on the parents. Kendra and Sean stated that they were struggling financially as a couple. These poor people were not only going through this with their daughter, but they were also victims of another scam in which someone stole their identity. This resulted in a couple of missed house payments and Sean's car being repossessed. Kendra was working 2 jobs, but also said in the Netflix documentary that she didn't make her marriage a priority as she should have. Jill and Dave were becoming increasingly concerned about what this was doing to their son. Jill eventually took his phone away completely because he had sent a text message to the texter about feeling suicidal.
Oh no!
See, that's what I'm saying. Is I at what point is it? You're continuing this to be able to catch somebody, but at the expense of whatever it is that your children have to continuously go through this. This is why I'm like, I don't even know if Miss Baby's ever going to have a phone.
Oh, you're so right. It's not worth it in the grand scheme of things.
No. Hey, landlines are becoming more popular these days, and I'm like totally for it.
Are they really? I'll totally put a landline in my house. Yes. After 5 p.m., if you don't call the house phone, I'm not here.
Exactly. Yeah. Jill finally said that she was going to the paper, and if something didn't happen soon, she was going to report this. I'm not sure if this was his motivation or if he truly knew that he had hit his limit on resources. Whatever it may be, Sheriff Maine needed help. In comes Bradley Peter with the FBI in April of 2022.
So, I'm sorry, at this point, how long has this been going on?
So, this started in October of 2020, and then now we're in April of 2022.
Okay.
Unfortunately, Bradley had to start from scratch in his own investigation. He had to review the 720 pages of text messages. He also was able to do a full extraction of the kids' phones, and he takes any and all information from Kendra and Jill.
Good for him, man.
No, I don't envy that job.
I'd hate my job, right? That's awful.
In the meantime, Owen started dating another girl from a nearby town. He had met her at a sporting event. One day, her mom gets a text, and so does Owen.
Owen, I need your help making this bee jealous.
Okay, hold on. The mom, not the girlfriend.
Right.
How do you get the mom's phone number?
Yeah, this is the part where I'm thinking that it wouldn't have mattered if the kids had changed phone numbers. It wouldn't have mattered.
They've got access to everything, apparently. Yeah.
Yeah, because like Owen felt helpless, and Owen's mom said that she didn't even have this lady's phone number, so she has no idea who this is, but she does know whoever it is watching her son very closely.
That's scary, man.
You know, the more you're telling me about this story, the more I think Rapunzel's mom had a good idea. Of like, the tower sounds nice. She'll have a landline. It'll be fine. She'll just hang out there.
Oh my gosh.
That's funny. That's
My
good.
niece is going to become like a bubble girl.
Hey, if she's safe and not mentally unstable because somebody's harassing her, so be it.
Yeah.
So Owen and his new girlfriend broke up because of this.
Poor Owen, he's having failed relationships after relationship because
Having
of
a
this.
rough go of it.
Bringing in the FBI was a very good thing because they were able to narrow down one of the platforms used to anonymize the phone number. Agent Peter was able to get a search warrant for that platform, and they gave him 2 IP addresses. He got a search warrant for Verizon, who housed the IP addresses. Verizon, in turn, gave him all of the phone numbers for those IP addresses. And after reviewing all of the contact information from essentially everybody in this small town, Bradley was able to narrow it down to one person. The phone that sent all 350,000 derogatory text messages over a 2-year span to 2 15-year-olds belonged to Lauren's mother, Kendra.
Oh! Your reaction is exactly how I felt. Exactly how I felt, Mel. Come on, unload. How could she?
I feel like the Netflix documentary, and like I said, I had to do a lot more research outside of the Netflix documentary because there was a lot of stuff that wasn't displayed in it, does a really good job of laying out how bad this was. Like, because I don't feel like I laid it out like the best because it's, we only have a short amount of time, but the idea, and like they get really graphic with their text messages too, so be prepared for that, Mel, too. But like the amount of crap this lady sent is insane
to her daughter.
Yeah.
Please tell me this ends with her own daughter having a restraining order against her, because that is ridiculous.
Well,
after the FBI provided the report to the sheriff and the leading prosecutor, they were able to reflect on many things about Kendra. She was always at the school. She was a basketball coach, and she worked in IT.
So she knows all the tricks on how to get these numbers and how to mask things. And
when Sheriff Mike Main went to Kendra's house with a search warrant, she admitted to being the one to send some of the text messages, but not all of them. She claims that the initial messages that were sent near the time of the Halloween party in 2020 were not hers. She didn't start sending messages until after that 11-month gap.
Then who was it? Kendra. Then who was it?
Yeah, that's sound.
Her reasoning for doing this is truly unreal. She states that she wanted to get to the bottom of whoever was sending the original messages, so she started sending them in hopes that the kids would talk about it and on their own identify who did it. But remember, she didn't know about them.
Right. Oh, you just totally caught her in her lie.
Yeah.
You're absolutely right. You're 1,000%. I didn't realize that after watching the video, because she wouldn't have known it about that time. So that does not match her story of, well, I didn't want to. Oh,
Yeah, she didn't
they
know
were
about them
her the
until
whole
December
time.
of 2021.
Supposedly, allegedly.
Yeah. And they have all of the records, and they know she sent these in like October of 2020.
Oh, so they have confirmed
Yes.
it is her. Like, you don't even, why lie at this point? Like, we know. Kendra.
Kendra admitted that she lost herself in it because once she started, she couldn't stop. She said that she would spend anywhere between an hour to 8 hours a day texting these kids, these children.
Sick. It's sick.
Her child.
But you know what?
Her child.
It's one thing for it to be a child, but it's another thing is your child. You're right. It's a whole other thing that it's yours. Your whole purpose in life is to protect said child, and you're doing this to them. But you know what? It's also interesting that she could admit it so easily. She wasn't pressed that hard, and she opened up and said that she did it.
Yeah, the body cam footage, Mel, is unreal because it's like the look on her face is almost like, oh crap. Yeah. Yeah. But she just kind of comes out with it it's weird. While the sheriff was in her house with a search warrant for all of her devices, Kendra handed him her phone. Mike Main then called her husband to come home, and once Sean was there, he explained to him what was happening. At that point, Sean identified that Kendra had another phone, which she hadn't disclosed before. The sheriff told Kendra that he would knock down walls in order to get all of the devices that she had. At that point, Kendra handed everything over.
Does it say where she had it hidden?
It was outside, right? Wasn't it in the shed or something outside?
Yeah, she had it outside. While still being recorded on Sheriff Mike Main's body cam, Kendra admits to Sean that she had lost both of her jobs during the period that she was sending Lauren and Owen these messages, but never told him. Kendra had been the family's breadwinner. Sean worked as a mechanic, and she worked at Ferris State University as the IT service desk specialist for cell phones. She was later put on a performance improvement plan because she was spending too much time on her phone. She would later quit that job, but she told Sean that she got a promotion and was able to work from home.
Oh, she's just a downright liar. My goodness.
This is a sound person. It's a pretty sound person.
And what benefit, what gain is she getting? Because she's not getting money. She's not getting any additional attention. What is she getting from this? Well, I guess attention. Don't get me wrong. She is getting attention.
But she's not at the same time, though, because
it's not recognized that it's her.
Yeah.
Right.
She gets to watch the chaos she's creating.
At the same time,
even sicker.
Yeah.
Are they even responding to her? Or are they just getting messages?
I think most of the time they're just getting them, but there were times that they did respond to her, and she would respond back, obviously.
Out of all of this time, I think it's odd that she didn't get caught in the moment of them calling the number or her phone going off at she's very sneaky. You have to be very sneaky and very aware of everything, to where she had always had that phone turned off, always had that phone away, to where when she was with her daughter and they would respond back, or when her daughter called the number, to be so sure that that phone was away, or that it wasn't, how does she could have kept her, if the FBI wouldn't have gotten involved, when would she have gotten caught?
It's a great question. I don't think she would have. And I thought about that too. It's like she was with her daughter for some of it. And I don't know if they had iPhones, but iPhones didn't have a schedule text for a while, not until this past year that they allow you to schedule text. But she wasn't in IT. She could, I don't know what kind of software she was using, but I guarantee she could have used the software to schedule these text messages to go out.
Using her brains for bad. Yeah. My goodness. Just imagine the good she could have done with all of this.
Gosh, yeah. Kendra oversaw everything in the household, including the family's budget, and Sean was under the impression she was still working. It was only when she was caught by the police that she admitted that she had been let go. Their identities were never stolen. Like I said earlier, that never happened. Sean was beside himself because they had been struggling financially and they had to move, I think, 4 times in this time. And this all explained why.
Mm-mm.
So you said she missed 2 house payments. Obviously their car got repossessed. She missed 2 house payments. So again, like, what's the long-term plan here? Because eventually he's probably going to be like, okay, what is going on? You're working 2 jobs. I'm working a job. Why are we not getting our house paid? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I know that she had a cover story for that, but why was he not questioning anything when the car got repossessed?
Yeah, I think that was just her cover stories, that their identity was stolen, their money was kept being taken. But I don't know how long she had that story going.
She would have been
That's
caught
nuts.
eventually. There's only so long you can keep that up. But yeah, she was floundering. If it wasn't for, like I said, if it wasn't for the FBI, who knows? But she wouldn't have been able to keep this up for that long, I don't think.
What I found increasingly sad was that on the body cam footage, Kendra keeps hugging Lauren and kissing her head. And I don't know if this is because Lauren is in shock or what, but she just kind of sits there in the chair and allows her to snuggle her, not trying to accuse her by any means. But I just found, like, she had just found out this news, and I think if this was my reaction, would have been to push her away. But Lauren just kind of sat there and allowed her to, like, kiss her and hug her. And even when Sean was like, "You gotta go," she was like, I can't leave her. And it seemed like Lauren just didn't react at all.
I mean, that's got to be shock. Yeah, or just, I have no idea how one would go through this, but I imagine it would probably be some form of the phases of grief, and denial is probably either a part of that or just shock of, like, how do I even try to process the fact that all of this happened because of my mom?
Yeah, it was very much like deer in the headlights, is kind of how I would describe how she was.
Yeah.
What I later read was that Lauren was actually suspicious of her mother in the last few months before she was arrested.
Oh, really?
Interesting.
What made her?
Continue.
Do you know what made her suspicious? Yeah. Like,
I don't
Go
know.
on.
I would imagine it would probably just be the way that she was reacting to things. I listened to a YouTube video about this and how Kendra spoke to Lauren outside of this. So, like, when they're texting one on one and they know that it's each other texting,
mhm.
the way that Kendra spoke to her daughter was very odd. Just, and I'll get into this a little bit more later, but just the way that she was texting her when Lo really knew it was her mom, I don't know how this didn't click. Like, this is her.
Okay, here's my question. So, because I keep thinking about that podcast, Something Was Wrong, and how I mean, there are season after season of people doing this, it was this catfishing. And, um, and I just thinking of one particular one where this woman managed to basically make up a man and he ended up dating like all of her friends. And obviously he never existed, and so all these different women are having these weird interactions, and none of them connected that they all are dating the same person. And I understand her doing that because they would lean on her, because she was the one that introduced him to them, and so she had direct interactions with them with this. Once Owen broke up with Lauren, how is Kendra having interactions with Owen? What is she getting from that interactions with his new girlfriend and his mom, or and her mom? Is she seeing that? Because I'm assuming Lauren and Owen aren't talking at that point.
I don't think she really wanted Owen. And I don't know that she hated her daughter, but she was acting like she hated her daughter. It was. I don't know if she saw herself in her daughter, and it was more like she thought she was attacking herself.
Yeah,
But
there's
Owen
like
was out
two.
of the picture for a long period of time.
Yeah, so that's what I mean. It's like if her goal was to get Owen out of the picture, either because she one didn't like him or two had this obsession with her own daughter, she had succeeded in that. So why continue to make
Yep.
his life miserable? This is what
Yep.
if clearly it kind of sounds like Lauren was this. I don't know. Keep going. I'm just. I should have had a drink.
While still at the house, Sean called Kendra's parents and told them that they needed to come get their daughter because she couldn't stay at their house. Like I said earlier, Kendra didn't want to leave Lauren, but she did eventually leave because Sean was like, no, you are going. You cannot stay here. And I don't think he would have hurt her, but it probably wouldn't have ended well.
Mm.
The mother who had comforted her daughter as she cried. The parent who had called the police and demanded justice. She was the anonymous tormentor all along. And the question remains, why?
Was she not arrested?
Okay, so in that body cam footage, they were just coming with a search warrant for her devices, so they needed more proof that it was her. She was later arrested, just she wasn't arrested at that time.
Gotcha.
Kendra blames all of this on her repressed trauma. She stated that when she was 17, she was sexually assaulted and never really dealt with that. She said that when Lauren was coming of age, she started to fear for her and didn't want her to go through the same things she did. She wanted to keep her safe. I think her rationale behind this is that Lauren would turn to her due to the chaos she was creating. So in a lot of ways, Kendra felt needed and they became closer in this process.
Yes.
I don't care what you went through. I don't care what you went through in your childhood. You don't put that on your daughter.
No.
Because keeping your child safe means let's cause trauma to her. Yeah.
That makes sense. Yeah.
This is a sound individual.
Jill, Owen's mom, sees it in a very different light. Jill truly believes that all of this was centered around the fact that Kendra was obsessed with her son. In the documentary, Owen stated that Kendra would ask him things like if he wanted her to cut his steak. Jill even stated that Kendra would ask her many questions about his son's love life well after he split with Lauren, to the point that Jill had to tell Kendra that the topic of conversation was no longer okay. While they were still dating, Kendra drove Lauren 3 hours to watch a football game that Owen was playing in. And this, I thought about this and I was like, not so weird, but if you were financially as bad financially as they were, yeah, why would you drive your daughter 3 hours to watch a football game?
Her ex-boyfriend.
No, this is while they were still dating. But
okay.
Still
3 hours. It's a game. She can see him next week. Like,
I would like get a ride with Owen's mom. Like, why do you need to drive her 3 hours? Yeah, I don't know. Kendra also would still attend Owen's games after Owen and Lauren broke up. Her obsession with him would also explain why she was texting the other girl that Owen was dating.
Yeah.
Okay, so my theory was half right.
Yeah. And I should say her alleged obsession. Kendra was eventually arrested and in April of 2023 pled guilty to 2 counts of assaulting a minor and was sentenced to 19 months to 5 years in prison. She was released in August of 2024. Although they emailed each other while she was in prison, Kendra is currently not allowed to see her daughter.
Good.
The thing, are you going to talk about the emails that they sent? The way she talked, like, it was weird.
It was like over the top.
It was baby talk.
Yeah. And I don't have examples of that. So, Stigler, if you remember what she said.
I don't remember the words verbatim, but it was far more, oh, my sweetheart, little baby. Like, it was so much, like, it was baby talk, how you would talk to a toddler, you know, and it wasn't, you know,
Mm.
hey, young adult, 16-year-old daughter of mine, I'm sorry for the things that no, it was ignoring the situation, but it was also goo goo gaga. And it was just bizarre to me.
Which is
Yeah,
bizarre. That's bizarre. That's bizarre. But it's more bizarre if you think about it in contradiction to the other messages that she had been sending her, that you're like,
Playing off yourself.
what? What is this reality?
even like what I was talking about earlier is when Kendra would text Lauren and Lauren would know it was her mother. Like she knows she's texting her mother. There was an example of them being at like a volleyball game and Owen was there, but Lauren and Owen were not sitting together. I don't know if they were having a fight or whatever. They just weren't sitting together. And Kendra would be texting Lauren like, "Go sit next to him. Answer me. Look at your phone." Like back to back to back, like angry text messages to her daughter about going to sit with her boyfriend. It was really weird.
She's 14. Oh, it's sick, man.
I mean, in this retrospect, if I was at a not retrospect, I don't know what words are anymore. In this example, like if my child was dating a person but they were sitting with their friends, I'd be like, awesome, you are showing independence. You are not overly obsessed with this person that you have to be with them 24/7. Even though you guys are inseparable, you are still able to have this independence.
Yeah.
Clearly Lauren, from what you have described, has this like full head on her shoulders. So did her mother hide this persona from her, like this obsession, that she clearly didn't raise her this way, because she doesn't mirror or mimic that in any way. She seems to be very independent. So what is with this woman?
Yeah, you're right. What triggered her to the, because you're right, she didn't raise her child to be this way, or else she would show similar, you know what I mean?
Yeah, like
Yep.
I think we all have characteristics from our parents that like that they probably try to work on, and then but somehow we mirror those things, and then we try to work on, and we try not to pass those on to our children. That's just how it goes with mature people. I just keep going, Marie.
Lauren and Owen graduated high school in 2025, and from the best of my knowledge, they are no longer friends.
That's sad.
That's really sad.
I mean, I get it though. How do
They
you
could never be together now.
how do you explain that? You know, like how do you explain that to each other in a way that would not just be like, I just have to be away from this?
There's
That's-
no explanation. There's no justifying any of this.
That sucks.
Yeah.
Is Kendra still with Sean? Did Sean are
No, they are
Oh,
divorced.
he better have divorced her.
They are divorced.
okay?
Yes, that was very quick.
Yeah.
I was concerned with how much he was focused on the financials and less about the fact that she was telling her daughter to off herself.
Yeah. What was his reaction to this?
Yeah, I mean they catch Mike Main explains it to him on his body cam footage, so they do play that. I think he was shocked, but honestly, the way I know you were just talking about traits that parents pass on to their children, I think maybe Lauren got that from her dad because he was shocked and he was angry, don't get me wrong, but it wasn't like he was over the top about it. That I remember. I watched the documentary a couple weeks ago, so he was very angry though.
Top.
What?
I would say he wasn't over the top, but he was angry. You're right. But I felt like the thing he focused on was the finances. So you lost your job. That's why we had to move. Not, oh, you've been texting our daughter this whole time for the last year and a half and causing all, like, he just went straight to the which I guess as an adult, as a parent, that's probably what he was closest to versus the emotions of his child or of his daughter. Kendra probably was the one that stepped in and not babied her, but consoled her during most of that, probably, versus the dad. So I wonder if that might have something to do with it.
To be fair, I think there was some editing probably with that.
You're
like
right.
we didn't get the
You see so
whole
much.
yeah, so that maybe they
You're
only
right.
edit it to where he was talking about that part.
You're right. We see so
There's
much.
also like, you know, onions have layers. So there's so many layers to this where it's like he's like, okay, yes, there's this woman, there's my marriage who's affected, there's my child who is affected, there's our finances who is affected. It's all these different things, and that's just him. That's not even talking about, okay, my, you know, Lauren has her layers and Owen has his layers, and so this woman sucks.
So if you have time, please watch the Netflix documentary because it's crazy. They are obviously, like I said in here, they don't have everything in there. There's a lot of details that they leave out because it's like an hour and a half. They can only put so much, but I think they did lay it out pretty nicely.
What's the name of it?
Unknown number.
Unknown number. Okay.
Yeah. But
is there anything good that comes out of this? Like, is everybody seemed okay, or no? It's just
yeah. I think the good thing that came out of it is that Lauren and her dad are much closer. I think they are healing, you know, to the best of their ability. I think Lauren and Owen are both going to be more cautious when trusting people. Obviously, no one's ever going to foresee something like this happening in their lives, but they're definitely more cautious. Lauren did say that she wants to have a relationship with her mom eventually, but she wants her to get the help that she needs before she can even attempt to do that. So
did she seem like apologetic? Does she seem like she's taking responsibility for it? Or both your guys' reactions is not comforting?
She cried and she seemed like she was very apologetic, but this woman's a pathological liar. I don't know if I believe anything that's coming out of her mouth.
She made a comment that we all break the law. You guys might drive drunk at night, and you know, just because you don't get a DUI and you don't get caught. She tried to compare her telling her daughter to go off herself to no, I don't know. And the fact that you have the audacity to go on a Netflix documentary about it. What did she think that the whole world was going to think about her?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Like, so part of me thinks she realizes what she did was wrong, but I feel like she's trying to get what she can gain out of it because it's already out there at this point.
Yeah, and I don't think that the documentary would have been as effective if they didn't have her in it, because truly I did not see that coming
because she was in it.
Yeah. And I had actually heard about this story well before the Netflix documentary came out, but I kind of forgot about it and then was watching it and I was like, what? She's in this thing the whole time and she's the perpetrator? Like,
wild.
So,
oh my God.
Definitely worth a watch, Mel.
Okay. I'll do it.
You won't be as angry at the end when you get to the end and find out it's her, now that you know, because I was pretty ticked off when I was watching this with Jordan. I was just like, it was the mom. Like, I did not, it was totally left field when I found out.
Something tells me I'm still going to be angry.
Research, writing, and editing by Marie White. Original theme music by Caleb Duggar. A special thanks to Mel Black and Sinclair Settle. You can find all our sources in the show notes and photos on our Instagram, username samepoddifferentcast. Follow, like, and subscribe for future content.